Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Hang on just a quick second. Do you remember when I had that video that showed how to do this knockout? And it was really easy in Cricut Design Space. Well, since the update, a few things have changed, and I want to show you how to do this so that you continue to make these really cool things, especially with weddings and that kind of thing coming up. These are really fun to make. So let's get started by coming up to Cricut Design Space. And I've already typed in the word Grimes, and I used impact font, and I moved the letters together. And I'll have the link up above for the original video that goes more in depth on this part. There's only one critical thing that we need to change for this to still work for us. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the text tool, and this time I'm going to use the text I love glitter. Now I got that text from, or that font from dafont.com, and the first thing I'm going to type in is just the bracket key, and that's on my keyboard it's to the right of the letter P. I'm going to hit the bracket and notice what it does. It makes that little swooshy line. So then I'm going to type in the words Mary, and now I want to have a heart in between them. Now if I want just a single heart, I can hit the asterisk sign, but if I want a closed heart with tails, I hit the vertical line that is on my keyboard. If you go to the letter P and go to the right, I have a bracket, and then the next key over has another bracket, and then the next key has a backward slash, and then if I hit the shift key, it does have that vertical line. So I'm going to hold down my shift key and click on the vertical line, and I get that really cute heart. And I'll have in the information down below how to do that in case you forget. So, and then I'm going to type in the word Al this time. Mary and Al. And the ending swoosh, which again is the bracket, just like that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up here to letter spacing and space those better. I want them touching. Sometimes I'm not sure I like how the ending of this goes. It almost looks like a B, but I'll leave it like that for now. All right, so here we have Mary and Al, and I am going to weld that together. And after I weld it, I'm going to duplicate it. So click on it again and come up here and duplicate. So one of these I'm going to change. If you look up here right now in the layers panel, it's a cut file. I'm going to change it to a print then cut file. So in order to do that, I just come up here to where it says fill, no fill. I'm going to change that to say print. And do you see what happens over here in the layers panel? That changed that from a cut file to a print then cut. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here and say make it. And here's my Mary and Al that's being printed out. I'm going to continue. And I'm going to pretend, or I am going to send it to my printer, kind of. Now I need to make sure that bleed is on. If bleed isn't on, this will all be for naught, for nothing. So you want to make sure the bleed is on. And when this finishes, okay, it's done. I'm going to right click inside this box and say save image as. Now here's where the problem comes in. Notice what it says, save as type text document. If I type in Mary and Al and I leave it as a text document, watch what happens. Let's cancel this, and yeah, I want to cancel it. So we're back here, or we should be momentarily at the canvas, and I'm going to go to upload an image, browse, and I'm going to look for Mary and Al. Let's see, Okay, here's Mary and Al. Now notice that little icon right there. That means it's a text document. I'm going to click on it and try to open it in Cricut Design Space. Nope. You have selected an unsupported file type. Okay, let's go back to the canvas. And I think this was the print one, yes. So let's try this again. So I'm going to click on it to highlight it and say make it. And I'm going to continue and send to printer. So this is all the same as in the first version. Bleed is on, it's working on it. But the next step is what has changed. And if you don't do this, your knockout will no longer work, at least in Chrome. And I do believe it's the same in Microsoft Edge and in Firefox. All right, so I'm going to say, well, I'm not going to print. I'm going to leave this like this with the bleed on. And then I'm going to come over here and right click, save image as. This time I'm going to save it again as Mary and Al, but click off. Instead of having this say save as type text document, I'm going to change that to be all files. That still isn't enough though. The other thing we have to do is at the end of the name of our file, we need to put in .png. Okay, so two things we must do now to get this to work. Change the file name and add .png at the end, and save as type all files. So now I'm going to save this. And of course I'm going to X this out because I don't want to do this. And I'm going to cancel this. Yes, I want to cancel. Okay, we're back here again. So I'm going to go to upload, upload an image, browse, and I'm going to look for Mary and Al again. Here's Mary and Al, and notice it's a PNG file. I'm going to click on that and open it, and this time it's going to work. Look at that. And I'm going to save it as complex. Continue. I'm going to come up here to the select and erase tool, and I'm going to erase some of this white stuff that I don't need, even inside of the letters if it's necessary. Okay, let's see, that looks pretty good. So what I could do is I could preview it if I want to see if I got everything out. You notice the preview button down here? All right, so I'm going to continue. Now this is another crucial thing. There are two different types of files. There's the print then cut and the cut. We want the one that's wider because we want this to knock out stuff behind our original text. So we want the cut one. Save as a cut image and then save. And here it is. I'm going to upload it, or insert it, I should say. All right, so it comes in like this. I'm going to move it over and hold down my shift key while I rotate it. Okay. And let's see. So I'm going to change its color to white. Oh, before I do that, however, do you notice when I click on it, contour is available over here. So I'm going to click on contour because I do not want that box around it. So I'm going to get rid of the box. And I think that's all I need to do. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, and now I'm going to change it to white up here. And let's see. What I can do now, let's see, which one of these is the print then cut? This one. I no longer need it. And I know it's the print then cut because I highlighted it or selected it. And I looked over here in the layers panel and it says print then cut. I'm going to get rid of that one. This one, on the other hand, if I highlight it or select it, it's a cut file. So what I can do now is stretch this one out so that I like how it fits. And boy, that was perfect right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this one on top of this one, or under it, whichever, and make sure that it fits perfectly. And let's see. So I might have to do a little bit of finagling. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So what I'm going to do is bring this one up here. And while that is selected, I'm going to hold down my Shift key and click. So they're both selected. Okay, this should be, let's see. What I need to do, that wouldn't work because these need to be welded first. I had too many layers. Look at all these layers over here. Remember, to slice, you can only have 2 layers. You must have 2 and only 2. So I'm going to hit weld. And now I'm going to be able to bring this up here. And what I want to do is send the Grimes one to the back so I can see what's going on with the white one. So I just right clicked and sent to back. Okay, I'm really liking that, just like that. So now I can click on the text, hold down my Shift key and click on the word Grimes and slice. And now I can just drag that name right out of there like that. And then I can bring this one back up in here like this. All right, so that's how we have to do it now. We must remember to change the save as all files and then to put the .png at the back of the name. So that's it. I hope this helps. Let me know if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ask questions if you have any. Also, come over to both of our Facebook groups. We have one where we're just doing Cricut Design Space strictly, and the other one we're doing Silhouette for Cricut Design Space. And you do not have to have a Silhouette machine. You can use Silhouette software for Cricut Design Space if you have the business edition, and I'll give you links down below for that too. So, one last thing, don't forget patrons tomorrow, you will be getting your secret challenge video and handout. So again, thank you for joining me, you guys. Bye-bye.